Hello, welcome to my channel Debt Free Me. My name is Yana and I can officially say I am a 35-year-old mom and wife that's on a debt-free journey. It has been such a long time since I've been able to record a video. I have been very busy with my birthday and with my daughter's ballet parade and ballet shows. So I am finally happy to be back. In this video, I am going to be reviewing my spending from November 30th to December 6th. On November 30th, I went to the grocery store and I brought food for $49.94, and this came from my food budget. I also I'm saying it was given, it was actually lending, but I'm going to say giving because I don't know if I'm going to get it back or not. But I know you're not supposed to lend more than what you're able to accept as a loss. So I am thinking about that and working on that as I continue to lend or give others. So I took this money from my miscellaneous account. That was $5, which I did get this $5 back. So I actually probably need to take this out of here, but I'm not going to worry about that just yet. I went and filled my car up, and that came from my car gas fund, and I spent $36.10. On December 1st, I brought some items from Amazon for my daughter. This is coming out her school lunch account, which this account is for her school lunch, but also for other things that she may need. And so I had already paid for her school lunch in the month of November for the month of December. So I didn't anticipate in needing this money that I put aside for this month to be spent on school lunch. This money was more so for any spending that might have come up with her ballet performances, which I am very happy I put this money aside because some expenses did come up. I spent $28.16, and also from Amazon I bought her a bed frame and sneakers because her bed frame ended up breaking and she needed some white sneakers for her parade that was coming up on the 6th. So I took this money from my miscellaneous account, and as you all know, I didn't put a whole bunch of money aside for my miscellaneous account. I think it was like $27. So what I did was I put some of the money that my husband gave me into this account, and that's how I was able to pay for her bed frame and her sneakers, and that came up to $146.78. I honestly don't know why I just didn't make another expense category to take the money from there instead of doing it this way, kind of making it more confusing. And then also I did have given for $40 also from my miscellaneous account, and I believe I also did get this money back too. On December 2nd, I actually had a no spend day, which was awesome because the rest of my spending for the week is kind of out of control. For my birthday, I didn't really do anything because I knew I was going to be doing my birthday activity on December 6th. And we went to Top Golf for my birthday, which was awesome. Had a blast. But for my actual day, I didn't really do anything except for I went to a couple of stores, and I had no business frolicking in these people's stores when I didn't really have a budget for it. But I did it anyway. So let's see what I spent my money on. At TJ Maxx, I took this out of my Christmas fund and I spent $20.39. I think I brought something for me and my daughter. At Walmart, I paid $17.58 for some household items, so that came out of my household category. I also treated myself to lunch, so I went to Dunkin' Donuts, and this came out of my takeout category for $10.14. For my dentist bill, I actually pulled this money from my cash envelope, and I actually did a cash envelope unstuffing. This is not coming out of any of my expenses that I have already set aside for this month, and that bill came up to $66. But y'all, I have not been to the bank yet to put this money in. I've been really bad. But moving along, I did order myself some food from Heavenly Buffaloes for my birthday, and that came from my takeout fund, and that came up to $10.08. November 4th, I brought some items on Amazon for Christmas, so that came out of my Christmas fund, and that came up to $34.36. I went back to the grocery store and I took this money out of my food fund account, and that was $9.25. I don't remember what I brought, but clearly this is not groceries for the house. Next thing I spent money on was ballet hoodies for myself and my husband. We brought hoodies so that we could walk in the parade with her. So I took this out of her school lunch fund account, and it came up to $70. For December 5th, I had to send some items back to Fashion Nova because I did buy my birthday outfit from there. I sent back pants because they couldn't fit, and then also I sent back some boots because they also did not fit. This is how I know I was doing way too much, because I had to fill up my car again, which I normally do not have to do in the same week. So I was just doing the most. So this of course came from my car gas fund, and I spent $30.45. So this day, my daughter is supposed to get her hair done, which I actually have down here because I forgot to put it up here on December 5th. So her hair did cost $85, and that came from my hair fund account. But I bought her McDonald's this same day, because she needed to get to her appointment pretty quickly right after school. And so I brought her something to eat really fast. But as soon as I brought the food, our hairstylist texted me and asked if we could be pushed back an hour. So this food technically wasn't really necessary, but I had already brought it for her, so it is what it is. And I took this money out the takeout fund, and that came up to $15.46. And then on the way home from dropping her off, I was really hungry. So I went to Zaxby's and got me a kids meal, and that came out of my takeout fund, and I spent $11.05. And then for actual dinner, we went to Kava, which also came from our takeout fund, and that came up to $25.42. So a lot of unnecessary takeout and spending here. But this is not even the bad part. It gets worse for next week. But let me continue. For December 6th, this was the day of my Top Golf activity as well as her ballet parade. So her ballet parade was in the morning, and then we went to Top Golf that evening. We were out early for her ballet parade. We had to be there by 8:45, and the parade started at 10. We were cold, so I went to this bakery that was right across the street, and I brought us some croissants, and I brought me a hot chocolate, and that came from her school fund account, and that came up to $14.78. I also went back to TJ Maxx, grabbed something for Christmas because it came out of my Christmas fund, and I spent $23.61. So in total, for the full week, I spent $754.54. So for my expenses remaining check-in, this is where I check in to see how much money I have left to spend in each of my categories. So for my food account, I had $391.98 left to spend. However, in my actual bank account that's holding my food money, I had more money in there. So I don't know where the disconnect was. I just left it alone. I'm just going to go with what I had. It was 400 and something dollars. I can't remember the exact amount. And this is how I know I've already been messing up, because I don't know why I have more money in that account than what it's saying here. In my hair account, I have $242.84 left. For my daughter's account, I have $87.10 left to spend. For my car gas fund, I have $62.43 left to spend. I haven't spent anything from my massage account, so I still have $100 left in there. From my household account, I have $16.53 left to spend. From my medical account, I have $40.66 left to spend. For my takeout, I have $92.22 left to spend. And from my birthday account, I have $20.34 left to spend. For my Christmas category, I have $338.25 left to spend. In miscellaneous, I essentially have 1 cent left to spend, which is equivalent to nothing. So I have basically exhausted this category. To be honest, technically, I overspent in this category because I had to spend some of that money that my husband gave me to fund this category for my daughter's bed frame. I didn't really want to go into her savings account. That's all I have for this video. Thank you all for watching this chaotic week, and I can't wait to share next week's video because it just get worse. So stay tuned or come back to watch that video. But I thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.